Misleading claims that U.S. will set record high temperatures this summer. This is from H. Sterling Burnett, July 12, 2023. USA Today has followed the lead of many other media outlets in claiming that during a recent summer heat wave in early July, the world, along with several U.S. states, set new all-time high temperature records. But this is not true. Even though it has been hot, if the media had bothered to check the historical records, they would have found that none of the high temperatures reached in the last few days came close to their all-time highs in the states mentioned. USA Today article says one heat record after another will be broken in 2023. Here's how to make sense of it all, and quote, claims that all-time high temperature records were broken in Florida, Arizona, and Texas. These claims mirror similar claims by other media outlets such as The Guardian and Axios. Earth's unofficial average temperature broke records last week, wrote USA Today. Daytime high temperatures broke records in South Florida and Arizona. The heat dome in Texas broke records in June and was the planet's hottest June on record, they said. As has been discussed by many other analysts here in the links, and on climate realism. For example, the claims that the Earth hit an all-time temperature record last week were based on flawed scale analysis of computer models and not hard recorded data from satellites, weather balloons, and surface stations. Computer models consistently predict much warmer temperatures than are recorded. Indeed, despite the headline attention given to claimed global record temperatures, when the USA Today asked the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, about the record claims, the agency said that surface temperature data did not confirm that global high temperatures broke records early in July. Although date-specific high temperatures may have been exceeded in some state cities discussed last week, there is no evidence that long-term climate change is responsible for the single-day or weak spike in temperatures, especially when there are more likely causes for the recorded temperatures. The Earth recently entered an El Niño phase, a natural weather pattern that, as the National Weather Service NWS points out, causes a widespread increase in surface temperatures. In addition, the Atlantic Ocean is simultaneously experiencing a period of extremely low North Atlantic oscillation, which also leads to warmer sea surface temperatures. Also, each of the cities or regions where the records were claimed to have been broken has temperature stations that have been severely damaged by the urban heat island UHI effect. The locations mentioned in the various stories have seen tremendous population growth since the previous records were set. For example, San Angelo, Texas, was among the areas that media reports broke an all-time record for a date in early July with a temperature of 114 degrees Fahrenheit, breaking the previous record of 111 degrees Fahrenheit, which was first set in 1933 and has been equally repeated since then in 1943, 1944, and 1960, the last 3 years during a period in which the Earth cooled slightly. What these stories failed to mention, however, is that since the previous records were set and tied, San Angelo had grown significantly, with more man-made heat sources to come. From the early 1930s to the present, San Angelo's population has grown about 294%, and since 1960, the last time the previous temperature record was tied, San Angelo's population has grown about more than 69%. It's worth remembering that the all-time Texas high temperature record of 120 degrees Fahrenheit was set in 2 locations, both then and now with populations of less than 10,000, Seymour in 1933 and Monhans in 1994. Both locations have a fraction of San Angelo's population. San Angelo's recent high does not seem so dramatic in this context. The population has grown even faster and is much larger in Florida and Arizona, 2 of the fastest growing states in the country. For example, while the U.S. Today vaguely refers to Arizona's daily high temperature records. The Guardian provides some detail, meaning Phoenix may have tied the second hottest day on record at 221 degrees Fahrenheit set in 1995. However, since 1990, Phoenix's population has grown by more than 67%. For Arizona as a whole, the current record high temperature of 128 degrees Fahrenheit was set in 1994 at Lake Havasu City. In 1990, Lake Havasu City population was just 2.5% of Phoenix's, and despite more than doubling its size since then, it's still only 3.4% of Phoenix's population. In sparsely populated Lake Havasu City, it's extremely unlikely that the UHI would have jeopardized Arizona's all-time high temperature record. Instead, the UHI effect almost certainly contributed to Phoenix's recent non-record high temperatures. And as for Florida, the record heat temperature was set on June 29, 1931, at 109 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 90 years before global warming in Monticello, which had fewer than 2,000 residents. The temperature is 19 degrees warmer than the Daytona Beach temperatures in early June that USA Today expressed so much concern about. Have there been, and will there be, any record high temperatures this summer? Almost certainly. It almost always happens during the summer that new temperature records are set somewhere on some date. And this will be especially likely this year with the combination of existing ocean circulation patterns in place for forming. However, because there is no long-term trend of increasing heat wave numbers or consistent temperature records, climate change cannot be blamed for any new records. And this is from Media Deceptivity Claim U.S. Setting High Record Temperatures this Summer. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.